This one used to be really hard for me. Controlling my temper in a trade, that's not something that came easy or natural to me at all. Well, when I first started out, I would get so pissed off when I would have a losing trade that I would if I had a hammer, it would be through the screen of that computer. And the reason why was because I was getting mad at the trade, I was getting mad at the market, I was getting mad at everything aside from myself. Because it's not my fault, it was the market's fault, it was the news fault, it was anything around the world's fault, but not mine, right? Then later on, as I started to evolve as a trader, then I started to take things personally, and I started to think that it was my fault, and I would start to beat myself up. And that's not good either, right? Like, you want to take responsibility, but you don't want to start beating yourself down, because if you're beating yourself down and then you carry that into your next trade, then you are already defeated before that trade even starts, right? It's like telling yourself that, like, yeah, man, like I'm just a shitty trader, right? And if that's what you start telling yourself, or things like that, then that tends to become your reality. So what you want to do, and this is what worked for me to finally stop doing those kinds of things, was to start to pre-plan my trades, right? Like, I would pre-plan the trade, I would come up with why. Well, what's my method? Well, what am I going to, what's my strategy, right? Like, outline the entire strategy. Then outline the trade that I'm going to execute. Why am I entering that trade? How do I even feel right now? In fact, here, this thing. This is called the Trade Tracker. This is now the 20 or so questions that I ask myself ahead of every single trade. And this is part of what helps keep me calm when I'm in a trade, right? So before I go and execute any trade, or before I'm even planning my trades, I'll go through this, right? I'll ask myself these questions. Questions like, how do I feel right now? Right? Like, if I'm planning my trades and my answer to that question is anything but calm, relaxed, happy, am I in a state that is conducive to planning great trades? No, right? Like, if I'm answering that question like I'm pissed off, or I want to make money right now, like, that's not the mindset that is going to create a great trading plan, because you're not focused on the things that will produce a great trading plan, right? So that's the first part of it, right? Like, I'm filling out all these questions, coming up with what the trading plan is going to be. And if you want this, this is for free. It's on merrillwealth.com /tracker. You could go download that. I'll put that down in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, or I'll put this in the description or in the caption if you're watching this on Instagram or wherever else. But anyway, so I'm going through, I'm pre-planning my entire trade. Fantastic. Entire trade is pre-planned. Then when the market opens, then the only thing that I need to do is just execute whatever's on this piece of paper. That makes it real simple, right? Then I've taken the planning stage. That's its own time. When the market is nice and quiet, the market's closed, I could think through different scenarios without the bullets flying. And then when the bullets are flying, right, the market's open, the only thing that I need to do, follow whatever is on this piece of paper, right? And it used to be literally written down on this piece of paper. Now I've got it electronically, and I'm just following it that way. So don't think that you have to write it down on a piece of paper, or it has to be typed out. It could be whatever you want, but you need to be following something that's consistent, something that if it's in a template form, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to go back and review it later on. And that's another important point too. You want to go back and review your trading logs and your trading journal, so that way you could start to see where you're doing well, where you need to improve, and start to make those adjustments. If you try to think about the last 20 trades that you made, and each of the nuances of those trades. If you're not taking great notes, then you're not going to remember all of the nuances, and then your mind is going to start to remember certain things that might be good, certain things that might be bad, but you're not going to remember it how it exactly was at that time. You want to get in the habit of journaling and reviewing your data and continuously improving in that way, and then you're going about it not like an amateur or somebody that's just dabbling in the market. You're going about it as a professional with a business plan, and that is how you are ultimately going to level up your trading.